Hi there. Come on in. Last week I reported that the snowmobile trails in northern Michigan were in great shape. Then the weekend thaw and snow sports hit the skids. But there were some fishing bright spots with the thaw. Fred and I will bring you an update on the outdoors in Michigan, so stay tuned. It's the Thursday night, February 10th, 2005 edition of the Practical Sportsman.
From the rugged shores and woodlands of the north, it's a story of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fishery. To the farmlands of the southern counties we'll look around, my friend, at all that waits the sportsman in the state of Michigan. And sometimes when the moon brings out the diamonds in the snow, and the stillness of the forest lies encased in Arctic cold, the wind might whisper through the trees, listen if you can. It tells you all the beauty in the state of Michigan.
Our weekly Michigan Outdoor News reports keep us informed on outdoor issues, but sometimes Fred points out to me that these issues raise questions that aren't clear from the stories.
Well, this happens with all news stories everywhere. It's not just the fault of the writers. Now, their sources tell them things that they quote, and these quotes are what raise the questions. For example, experts have told us for years that bovine TB is a respiratory disease that cannot be transmitted through blood or organs. It must be transmitted from an animal coughing and spraying the TB germs through the air.
And last week I reported on the story about the Michigan hunter who became infected with bovine TB from field dressing a deer. In the story, a spokesman for the Department of Community Health was quoted as saying this was not an active TB case because TB was never in his system. Now think about this. If the TB was never in his system, how could he have been infected?
And here's a DNR law reminder on page 5 of the current issue that tells ice anglers who fish from shanties that if they leave their shanties on the ice overnight, the DNR requires that their names and addresses must be written in legible, waterproof lettering at least 2 inches high, has to be painted or lettered on the shanty itself, not on a board that can be removed from the shanty. Okay, what does the DNR mean by name and address? Now, do you have to write your first, middle, and last name with the street address, town, state, and zip +4? A lot of anglers just write their last names and towns on their shanties. And what about using a P.O. box for the address? Well, this little news story raises as many questions as it answers.
This February is the 20th anniversary of the Big Moose Lift from Algonquin Provincial Park in Ontario to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. On page 6, we find a DNR report saying that Michigan's Upper Peninsula moose herd is in good shape. Also, the DNR says that after 20 years, it's still working to develop a reliable herd population estimation technique, which will be implemented in 2005 to help reach a reliable population estimate. This seems to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, that their past moose population estimates, the way they've counted a relatively few 1,000-pound animals in the woods, has not been reliable for the past 20 years. If that's the case, why doesn't the DNR adopt their time-tested technique they use to count deer in Michigan? Shouldn't a system that works for deer work for moose as well? That's assuming, of course, that the DNR's count of 1.8 million deer is a reliable population estimate. There's no reason to question the reliability of our deer count, is there?
Fair question. A lot of sportsmen are questioning deer management, and not just in Michigan. One of my favorite parts of the Michigan Outdoor News is the Beyond Michigan section, where we learn that Gary Alt, a nationally noted deer biologist who's been the Pennsylvania Game Commission's deer management supervisor since 1999, recently quit amid controversy. Now, Alt has been a proponent of quality deer management, and in 1999, Alt wrote measures designed to increase the number of large bucks and harvest more does. his policies angered hunters because they lowered the overall deer population. Well, the Pennsylvania Game Commission was getting about 50 complaints a day from hunters about Pennsylvania's shrinking deer herd, and these hunters reminded the commission that they provide the money for deer management through their hunting license fees. Because of that, biologist Gary Alt said Pennsylvania has a broken system and that hunters are interfering with his policies. Now, contrary to what sportsmen have believed for many years, Alt says this agency won't be able to function properly when the hunters are funding it entirely. Only after you get broader-based funding will you get broader-based representation. Quality deer management guru Gary Alt says the goal should be growing deer with bigger antlers, but it should be paid for by people other than hunters? Well, apparently that's part of the reason why he's stepping down amid controversy. The question that this story raises is, has Michigan's DNR Commission learned anything from Pennsylvania's experience?
And finally, the president of Commemorative Bucks of Michigan, the organization that keeps records of trophy Michigan deer, is complaining that false claims by trophy hunters are hurting the credibility of their record book. A Michigan hunter who was convicted of several game law violations in Muskegon County has been accused of registering records that were based on presenting roadkill, trophy antlers purchased over the internet from other states, deer shot while trespassing, and deer taken by other hunters. The DNR found 24 head mounts and 100 loose antlers in his home, and even though the hunter insisted they were all legal, Commemorative Bucks says they won't allow him to register any more records, and he voluntarily removed 53 deer claimed by 7 family members from the record book. Like Gary Alt in Pennsylvania, this hunter stepped down amid controversy as a trophy hunter, and once again, it was all about big antlers. Well, you can read the details of these articles and a lot more in the Michigan Outdoor News, which is available on the newsstand or by subscription.
In the past year, our Puppy Saturdays here at the museum have become more popular every month. Now, it isn't just the fact that we have puppies here available for sale, it's the people who have puppies and the families who have pets. I mean, they're the kind of people who like to talk about their dogs and their pets and share what they know, and they're just fun to be around. Now, here's a few minutes of some of the video I took this past Saturday. You can see there's a lot to be learned, and Puppy Saturday is a fun place to learn it. Those are called Freckles?
Smile.
It's like a carnival at Puppy Saturday. I don't know who has the most fun, the kids, their parents, or the puppies that get so much attention. Brown and black. 2 browns, 2 blacks. Dogs.
Wake up, you're good.
Sleeping dogs. Hey, Pooch. Pooch. Nudge it. Okay, we got an eye. There we go. Labs, you have. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, jeez. What in the world? Hey, Bob, you comfortable? No kidding. Now that you don't see very often, that posture. That is just too much. He brought his daughter to help sell the beagles, but they took home a short hair.
Is that the keeper there now?
That's, yeah, we come to sell and we bought 27%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how that
Okay, this is the standard
This
poodle.
is a standard poodle right here.
Okay, let's see. Look at that tail. Oh yeah, you left the.
This one has the show tail there.
Uh huh.
He's in a puppy cut right now, and that's the way we keep him.
That's a puppy cut. Why do you call that a puppy cut?
Because I don't care for what they call it, the actual show cut, where they get the big poufons and the balls on them.
And the what's on them?
Get the big puff balls back here in the hips.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say it's a female, so
No, this is the male.
that's the male.
This is the sire,
So it actually does have balls. Okay,
Oh.
I got it now. Okay.
and this is a labradoodle here.
Oh man, that looks more like a lab though.
Yeah. See, use the lab female in this case with the standard poodle. And this is what her mother would look like over here.
Oh, in the picture.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, okay, so that's just like a yellow lab.
She's a yellow lab.
That's mom
And then we cross it with the standard poodle,
with him.
which are very similar because they're both water dogs by nature. Both have the web feet, natural hunting dogs to start with. And when you go to that, you have the pup that we call the Labradoodle, which is less allergenic if you have an allergy to the dog, like a lot of labs will shed hard. The poodles don't shed at all.
Really?
So now you got a dog that should shed less in your house, get along better if you have the allergenics, if you're allergic to dogs, the dog dandruff, and yet you still have a very good, versatile dog. If you want to hunt it, you want it in the house, it should just make an all-around good.
Colors.
And you still can do all three colors in a breed.
So you have a yellow lab crossed with a brown poodle, and you got 3 colors.
I have 3 colors. We have the blacks, browns, and yellows, or as they would call it,
Apricots.
apricot in the poodle language.
Huh.
Now these
Now you see the middle one there, you call that brown?
Chocolate.
chocolate.
Okay, it's
brown.
chocolate. In a German short hair, that's liver.
It'd be called liver, correct.
Isn't that something?
And they are CKC registered.
What is CKC?
Continental Club. Continental Club,
And then there's UKC
correct.
Right.
And then there's also AKC.
and AKC.
And AKC is looking to adopt this breed into their kennel club.
Now,
It's going to take a few
They are.
generations to get them there, but
They are looking at the breedings. They're very strict on the breeding.
you know any famous radio personalities who have Labradoodles?
No.
I've heard of him, but I couldn't tell you his name right now.
You don't listen to Bob and Tom in the morning?
That's the fair. That's the fair.
Tom Griswold has
Yep,
Labradoodles.
that's the one.
and-
Yep,
yeah.
I've heard of him, but no, I don't listen to him.
My gosh.
Now their feet are.
They'll have the web feet.
So they don't
Can you show me the webbing there or something?
Either.
Huh.
Starting to come in there. It's
Now,
back.
then most dogs do not have web feet.
No. Water dog. I mean, they're the water dog by nature.
Well, great. Very interesting. Thank you.
The first cross was the actual.
The county featured in this week's Hall of Fame is pretty close to the center of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. Even though Michigan was a blue state in the past presidential election, this county was not named after William Jefferson or Hillary, but Clinton County was named after a former governor of New York. His name was DeWitt Clinton, and he was instrumental in the building of the Erie Canal. Clinton County was organized in 1839 with the county seat in St. John's. Clinton's first name, DeWitt, became the name of a town south of St. John's that's been developing fast in recent years. In those early days, the 2 main businesses in Clinton County were agriculture and salt mining. By the 1930s, Clinton County had become a major grower of peppermint and spearmint. Over 50 known mint stills operated in the county. While the stills have been shut down, mint is still grown in areas with black muck soil, and each August the city of St. John celebrates its heritage with a mint festival. While it's still an agricultural county, the economy today is also supported by manufacturing for the automotive industry. The city of Grand Ledge in the southwest corner of Clinton County was named after the sandstone ledges that tower along the banks of the Grand River. Native Americans referred to the area as the 7 Islands at Big Rocks. According to the legend, a Native American mother feared her sons would be captured by a rival tribe, so she decided to give up her 7 sons to the Great Father by dropping each son in the river. An island sprang up at each spot she dropped a son, forming the 7 islands in the Grand River. Another city in Clinton County of personal interest is Waukusta, where my wife Kim grew up. Waukusta was the name of an Indian maiden who warned Major Henry Gladwin about Chief Pontiac's planned attack on the fort at Detroit. Her warning saved thousands of lives. The Maple River, the Looking Glass, and the Grand River all run through Clinton County. The Maple River State Game Area and the Millander Marsh are seen by every traveler who heads north on 127, And Rose Lake State Game Area was a research center for the DNR for many years. The woods and waters of Clinton County produced some impressive contributions to our Fish and Game Hall of Fame. Our next featured county for the Fish and Game Hall of Fame is going to be Oakland County.
Funny thing is, a couple of friends of ours, Ron and Tom, had to go to a Christmas party. And that might have been the worst mistake they made.
Now, why did they have to go to the Christmas party?
I don't know, it's something to do with the womanly family thing, but a couple guys stayed back, and actually a buddy of mine that was there at the cabin, he shot a 9-point, and then I got this one here. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't know if I can ever top this, really.
In what way? What do you mean, just the size of it?
Just everything, you know, harassing the men, the fun we have at deer camp, and then they have to leave, and then everything gets quiet. And then watched the state of Michigan had clear cut probably 500 acres west of 27, north of 55, and had watched the edge of the clear cut. They have said for years and years that just because they're clear cutting, the deer will follow the same trail, but they'll just change their time. The predominant oak ridge there, and then 4 does come out, and then this was the 5th deer, and I just kind of watched, and I've been hunting a lot of years, and let them have it with the old smoke pole. It was unbelievable. I mean, I don't know how anybody can wait 20 minutes to sit there and wait. You know, it's just unbelievable. I'm serious.
Let me check here on this hand.
Yeah.
No, there's no wedding band there.
You
Are you married?
Yeah, 20 years. And you know what? It's one of the great things about her is I can go hunting. And it's unbelievable, believe me.
But there are other great things about her.
Oh, of course, yes, yeah, yeah, believe me.
Yes, we believe you.
Fred, believe me.
We believe you.
This here is the greatest thing that any man or woman can experience is shooting a deer. And I just sat on an old, cold, white pine stump in a clear cut. No blind, no bait, no nothing. And it will happen. Just don't ever give up, believe me.
You are easy to entertain. I can tell that. You are low maintenance. David Marquette. Chris Byron. Thank you. There's a big job on that pumpkin seed. See why they call them pumpkin seeds. And this is not your average one, 11.5 inches, 1 pound, 1 ounce. Martin Brown, you're from Dearborn. And how old are you?
5.5.
And when you caught this fish, let's see, 5.5. How old were you when you caught the fish?
4.5.
No, you were 4 3/4. Well, that is a beautiful pumpkin seed, 4 Mile Lake, Washtenaw County. Were you fishing with Dad?
Yeah.
And did you know that this was huge for a pumpkin seed?
Mm-hmm.
You did? Had you caught a lot of other panfish like that day?
No.
This was the only one?
Well, we caught 2 more or 1 more.
2 more or 1 more?
2 more or 3 more.
2 or 3 or 1, somewhere in that realm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what is this? Oh, is this the pumpkin seed there?
Yeah.
Well, you can see what happens with the color. What was it, sitting in an ice chest for a while?
Yeah, we had to hold on to it for 24 hours to get it weighed.
Ah, well, that's what happens. The color just washes right out of it. And now we have it reconstructed. And where does this fish live now?
In the family room.
In the family room. Well, that's nice. Well, that's great. Martin Brown, congratulations. He got this when he was 4 3/4. Now he's 5.5.
For my birthday.
Pardon?
The night before my birthday.
How about that? Well, way to go. Congratulations. The night before your birthday. Well, these are interesting times we have in the outdoors. We are going to be holding more classes and activities right here at the museum, which we'll be announcing on upcoming shows. Now, if you go ice fishing this weekend, be careful, but have fun. Zachary and I want to see you back here next week.